The glacier landscapes in Alaska are changing rapidly in response to climate change, obviously because the glaciers themselves are melting, thinning, becoming less area in the watershed. And that has some very profound consequences for rivers that define kind of the character of the region. My name is Jeremy Littell. I'm a research ecologist with the USGS Alaska Climate Adaptation Science Center. I am based out of Anchorage, Alaska. The hydrologic and ecological characteristics of the region are synonymous in some ways with glaciers. So we think of south central, southeast, southwest Alaska as some of the most productive salmon fisheries on the planet. And that's for a number of reasons, not all of them to do with glaciers. But the glacial contribution is that the stream flows and the post-glacial river characteristics are things that salmon are well adapted to. And as we go forward in the future, the rivers that have large ice melt contributions tend to stay cooler than smaller rivers that don't have glacier inputs. A lot of how we used to think about landscapes and ecology as comparatively static compared to what we see now with these rapid changes, it really teaches us a lot about how those systems work when they are stressed. Also then what we can do as humans to adapt to the future that we face, what the consequences might be of actions we take now to minimize some of those impacts if that's possible. And then also who's affected by those changes. We can't talk about glaciers and stream flow and salmon in Alaska without recognizing that it is a colonized landscape where Western science has a very short history, very, very short experience with trying to understand this place. And there are people who've lived there since time immemorial. So they have a much different experience and idea of what that landscape has been like and how it might change. And so those knowledges are more powerful together when we face this future that looks so different.